Good evening, welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Stephen Mangan. In the news this week, the British Davis Cup tennis team hear the official announcement that from now on, serving double faults will not be penalised. In a conference centre in Athens, on hearing a third recipe for stuffed vine leaves, one man begins to realise he's sitting in the wrong meeting. And at a Lib Dem conference, delegates are invited to vote in favour of the motion that Nick Clegg doesn't have the faintest idea what he's doing. With Ian is a comedian and actor who believes we've all got our own inner idiot struggling away inside us. Though in his case, he's probably got room for 2 or 3. Please welcome Greg Davies. With Paul is a journalist who, as a child, dreamed of marriage to John Taylor from Duran Duran. And for younger viewers, I should explain, marriage is something couples used to do when they planned to stay together for more than a year or 2. Please welcome Grace Dent. And we start with the biggest stories of the week. Ian and Greg, take a look at this.
That's Greece. Or it was. It may be part of Germany by now. There he is, Papandreou. He's announcing something new. And she's saying, no way, flat. Chuck it out. This is the latest bailout of a bailout. But by the time we go out, something else might have happened.
Can I just say, early doors, I'm unlikely to make any insightful satirical remarks during this show. So if someone on the camera, when Ian makes one, could just come to me and I'll just smile appreciatively.
Well, no pressure then.
Although I am aware of the Greek crisis, Ian.
Oh, good.
Over to you.
Well, I was going to ask you what you thought about having a referendum.
Well, I think having a referendum is probably not a good thing. My understanding is it's Papandreou?
Very good, yes.
Thank you. My understanding is it's all his fault anyway.
I'm glad no one's asked you then.
Apparently, about 6 months ago, he borrowed a tenner off Wonga.com. And now they owe £83 billion.
So, no, there was meant to be a bailout, there was meant to be a deal done, and then Papandreou said, I'm going to ask the Greek people what they think about this, which is, you know, pretty ludicrous. I mean, asking the public what they think about their own future. It wouldn't happen in this country. So there was going to be a referendum, and then the Germans and the French said, look, we're paying, so the referendum had better be a yes, which suggests they haven't really got the hang of this democracy thing. So they said, literally, the referendum has to say, would you like to leave the euro, no, or no?
But Europe are now counting on China helping us out. Basically, the Chinese finance minister, I think he's called Zhao Gangmei, he turned up at the G20 yesterday and everyone's suddenly being nice to him. They're like, have you lost weight?
Apparently Berlusconi's massively offended the Chinese president. President Hu, I believe.
Indeed.
By doing an incredibly ill-judged knock-knock joke.
They keep saying that Berlusconi should move out of the spotlight because he's done so many bad things, but as a woman I prefer him in the spotlight because I can see where his hands are.
I think he should move out of the spotlight because he's clearly melting, isn't he? He looks like a Ken doll that's been sitting by a fan heater. And Papandreou, I feel so sorry for him. He must be... everybody... There's a vote of no confidence in him. That's right, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's going to face that. He's facing all of the blame for this. And Berlusconi is still in power. How? How? A man with the morals of a horny Jack Russell.
Yeah.
I think that's quite unfair to Jack Russell.
Angela Merkel hates him because he called her a unfuckable lard bucket.
He called her... Who does your translations for you? Hey, everyone's got to have a nickname, I suppose.
I always think that Angela Merkel sounds like a specialist fishing bait.
Yeah.
Any good, Ian?
Yeah, no, terrific.
Cheers.
Camera.
How the Greeks themselves reacted to the uncertainty. Well, one government official told the Mail, "It's all over. The government is about to collapse. We're finished." That was the Finance Minister, Petros Pekitrousers. How did a government insider defend the shock announcement?
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. He said there was absolutely no logic in informing foreign leaders in advance of the decision, as they would only have said it was wrong.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
Someone in the press said that he was dancing on a volcano. Happened to you?
So he'd make an ideal partner for Nancy Delolio.
Indeed. I thought it was dangerous enough when Lionel Richie was dancing on the ceiling.
Yeah. They're taking it that step
That
further.
was a health and safety nightmare, Stephen, wasn't it?
Do you know why Greece might have got itself into trouble, according to the Daily Mail?
Oh, goodness me, where do we start?
It's been in default, says the Mail, on its loans for over half its existence as a unified nation. Civil servants can retire at 49 on full pension. Tax is done on self-assessment. And last year, 34 doctors in Athens claimed to earn less than £9 a year, and one dentist reported an income of £250.
Tax is seen as a sort of voluntary system.
250
there.
quid seems reasonable.
They've got some stuff to sell, haven't they, Greece? That's something in their favour.
Yeah.
Their version of Antiques Roadshow would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Shall we play Name 7 Things the Greeks Invented According to the Sun?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you, Paul. Let's.
Feta cheese.
Nope.
Democracy.
Democracy is one of them, yes.
The Olympics.
Yes.
Nana Muscuri.
Well, yes, but they didn't put that in there.
Drama.
Yes, theatre is one of them.
Satire.
No. I'll put you out of your misery. The 7 things are mazes,
Mazes.
the Olympics, democracy, theatre, geometry,
Yeah.
lesbians, and N-dubs.
N-dubs.
There was quite a drop-off after they created democracy, wasn't there?
Yeah. Well, in fact, The Sun then had a piece, What Have the Greeks Ever Done for Us? And their timeline goes like this. 10,000 BC, Hercules performs 12 seemingly impossible labours. 776 BC, First Olympic Games. 508 BC, Greeks invent democracy. 235 BC, Archimedes shouts Eureka. 230 BC to 1800 AD, not a lot. And 1980s, the kebab. It's not just Greece that's in trouble. What was one Spanish mayor's idea for solving his town's financial crisis?
Has he taken all the property back?
No. It's the mayor of Cacabelos, and his brainwave was to bet their entire annual budget on the Spanish National Lottery. And guess what? The numbers didn't come up. They also have a scratch card, but unfortunately no one has a coin.
I visited a Spanish town this summer where the mayor of that particular town has made it illegal to die.
How is he enforcing that particular rule?
I don't know, but it is a genuine law. I did check.
Is that what happened to Lulu?
Is that what happened to She is the living dead, yeah.
Yes, it's the drama that's gripping Europe, a combination of Greek tragedy, French farce and Italian rom-com. Getting to the heart of the economic crisis, The Sun reminded its readers that Greece is the country that gave us Georgios Kyriakos Panayiotou, better known as George Michael, who ironically is now richer than the country. As Italy's economic crisis continues, evidence has emerged that Silvio Berlusconi has made payments of €2.7 million to glamorous women, including €135,000 to a Russian model, €275,000 to an Italian actress, and €220,000 to Miss Lithuania. So come on, Miss Greece, your country needs you. Paul and Grace, take a look at this.
That looks like a royal crown there. There's Prince Charles talking to somebody. Oh, right, yes, OK. This is about the royal family. I've determined that by the various examples that you've shown me there. Now, if you're a lady, you're allowed to become queen now. If your oldest born is a daughter, she can become queen. But I think they're still restricting this to the royal family at the moment.
Yes, it's not.
So it's difficult for outsiders to break in. But it's the start of it, isn't it? In 100 years' time, they'll be marrying robots and yoghurts and things like that.
Like, it's not the whole of the aristocracy. They haven't changed it for everyone. If you've been watching Downton Abbey, then if they brought this in for everyone, they wouldn't be in that mess.
Yeah, Lady Mary would inherit the Abbey.
Absolutely.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Something on ITV caught your interest, Mr. Hislop.
Well, I was watching it, and it seemed to be full of this stuff about insurance companies. But then there was some stuff about Downton Abbey in between, which I quite enjoyed.
Yes, it's the news that the laws of succession are to be changed. And Mirror has provided a handy guide to how the change affects the current lineup. Prince Andrew has dropped from 4th to 7th, seen as good news by, well, just about everyone, I think. Nicholas Witchell has moved up a couple of places. Lovely to see. Who's currently a number 8, but will drop to number 12.
Prince Harry.
No, it's Viscount 7.
Is he in the Matrix?
But there's 6 previously unsuccessful prototypes.
Anyone got any idea who he is, no?
He's a biscuit, isn't he?
He was number 8.
Delicious.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Oh.
He is little Jimmy Windsor, full name James Alexander Philip Theo Mountbatten Windsor, Prince Edward and Sophie's son.
I've never seen a photo of him ever before.
No, we stole that.
This is quite a big thing for
Yeah.
women, I think.
To
And do you know who was our biggest supporter in this? Jeffrey Archer,
Really?
feminist icon.
That's the F word I don't associate with him.
I once flambéed a Jeffrey Archer novel.
How did it taste?
I didn't eat it. I was just so disgusted to find it in my flat. Someone had left it there. I genuinely put it in a wok. Sorry, back with you.
But you approve of this, Grace, do you? You sound
Yeah.
quite genuine.
I think it's important for women. I mean, I'm not without criticism of the royal family, but I think it's absolutely ridiculous. It's from 1701, the law.
It's like having the firstborn becoming...
I love all your serious faces. trying to look interested in some women's lib point. Yes.
It's a small step towards modernising the royal family.
Yes.
I think that's good. They are still riding around in massive gold carriages, though. So they're about as modern as my granddad's views on the Chinese, frankly.
I feel sorry for Kate. I don't know. I just saw her this week, and I think that she's just looking thinner than I've ever seen her. She was out doing kind of, you know, that what is it called, grope and grin or whatever you do. What do you kind of do?
Gouging for food round the back of the bins.
And then afterwards, everybody criticised her for not being confident enough, and I thought, God.
Or for being too thin.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
no,
mean.
yeah, I know, but I'm saying that from a caring point of view.
Oh, right, yeah. That's
She knew.
what journalists always say. Oh, she's so thin, isn't she?
No, I absolutely don't mean it like that.
Are we seeing the birth of a new mime artist?
Don't be horrible to me again. You were horrible about me in private eye, and I rang you
Was I?
up. Yeah, it's okay. And I rang you up, and you just went, "Yeah, no, I'm sorry." And I couldn't stay mad at you because you're adorable.
That hasn't worked for everyone that you're upset at.
Well, not with Jeffrey. No. Oh, dear, I feel guilty now.
Oh, no, honestly.
No, I don't really.
No. I haven't forgiven you either.
According to The Sun, under the new arrangements, who would have been on the British throne during World War I?
The Kaiser.
Is absolutely correct.
Well, then he wouldn't have been on the throne during World War I because he wouldn't be running Germany, he'd be running Britain, so
So there wouldn't have been a war?
There wouldn't have been a war.
This is exactly what The Guardian said, yes. The First and Second World Wars would never have happened, and we would all be driving top-of-the-range Audis and embracing low levels of personal debt. Meanwhile, who has Prince Charles discovered he's related to?
The Queen?
The answer is Vlad the Impaler. Talking about his fascination with Romania, Prince Charles told the Mail, "The genealogy shows I'm descended from Vlad the Impaler, so I do have a stake in the country." Incidentally, they published a picture of Charles to accompany the article. Here it is. Who tucks their tie into their trousers?
It's a man who works for him.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the change to the laws of succession. The upside of the new rules is that Prince Andrew would go down from 4th in line to 7th. Although, on the other hand, Zara Phillips would go up from 12th to 6th, taking with her Prince Mike of Tyndall, Duke of Dwarf Throwing. According to The Guardian, if the succession law had been in place in Tudor times, Margaret Tudor would have succeeded Henry VII, denying the throne to her younger brother. So on the downside for history fans, no crown for Henry VIII. But on the bright side, no career for David Starkey. And here's one more for you.
Yes, this is somebody operating in black and white. This must be the 75th anniversary of television. And those days, the programmes lasted about 20 seconds. She's gone. So that's what it is. Is it 75 years of television, British television, BBC?
Absolutely right. The BBC started broadcasting from Alexandra Palace in 1936.
Yeah.
As you said, shall we have a quick quiz on the early days of telly then?
Oh, yes, please. Fantastic. Great.
Come on.
Wonderful.
What was the first programme broadcast?
Was it Bruce Forsyth Presents?
Don't know. It was actually this.
She's miming.
Any idea what the second programme broadcast was?
It's the BBC. It was a repeat.
Is the right answer. Let's have a look at the second programme broadcast. In 1947, what were Mary Kay and Johnny the first couple to do on British TV?
Cook.
No.
Cook.
No.
Cook.
Is the right answer? No, it's not.
Kiss.
Kiss is close.
They moulded fascist leaders out of clay.
Did they have aggressive and relentless sex?
Is the right answer. They, well, actually, they slept in the same bed. BBC TV has only been off air once since 1936, during the Second World War. What was the last programme broadcast before hostilities began on the 1st of September 1939?
Mickey Mouse cartoon.
Is the right answer.
And when it came back in 1945, they started with the same cartoon.
Is also the right answer to the next question. I haven't even asked.
Oh, sorry.
Very good. Very good. It's often said TV is not as good as it used to be, and it's been steadily dumbing down. Let's see if there's any evidence of this. Here's an extract from an edition of Ask the Family from 1981.
Admar, Zeboim and Zoar, sometimes called Bela, together with two other cities formed the biblical cities of the plain. What were the other two?
Sodom and Gomorrah?
Sodom and Gomorrah were the other two.
And here, by comparison, is a recent edition of The Weakest Link.
Corinna, in travel, British traffic lights are green, amber, and which other colour? Green.
Talking of television history, we lost a major broadcasting figure this week. Who was that?
Sir Jimmy Savile.
Anyone ever asked Jimmy to fix something?
I asked him if I could be in an Adamant video.
That work out for you?
No, I never wrote back.
When did you write? It wasn't this week, was it?
My mum found me writing to Jimmy Savile. I wrote to him and asked if I could have a drive in a tank. And my mum said, all small boys will ask Jimmy Savile if he can arrange a ride in a tank, so I think you should do something more original. So I imagine somewhere at the BBC my letter to Jimmy Savile asking him if he can fix it for me to go on a big set of steps in a library probably still exists. He must have opened that and thought, this is the most tedious 12-year-old in the history of this programme. I wish I could find him and kill him.
Did you specify which section of the library?
A big stepladder in the London Library. And if you're watching, Mum, which I know you are, fuck you.
I see we're back to a Greek theme.
Please take that out of the edit. I really love my mum.
Well, clearly. It's the degree of love that's the problem.
And so, to round two, the picture spin quiz. Fingers on buzzers, teams.
It's a cat called Beauty who belongs to an MP's girlfriend. The MP's called John Hemming, and the MP's wife was found guilty in court of sneaking into the girlfriend's house and stealing the cat.
She didn't remember doing it, was her defence. So they showed her this to jog her memory. Here she is with no cat.
Yeah.
There we go.
Pretty elaborate case of sleepwalking, isn't it?
Isn't the cat being discovered somewhere?
Absolutely right. So the Telegraph reported on Monday, cat is back after Love Triangle MP's court case. But by Wednesday, it was MP's cat that came back may be an imposter. MP John Hemming allegedly has had lots of affairs. Any idea how many his wife has said he's had?
Do we base it on that photograph, how many affairs he's had?
Look at the state he's left his hair in.
It's been claimed he's had 26 affairs.
Does he have access to chloroform? How does he do it?
He's a suave and sophisticated member of Parliament.
Yes.
He belongs to one of the top parties.
And he can entertain women with his little hair island. Come with me, ladies, to my hair island. You will swim amongst follicles, but you will enjoy yourself.
And this is the MP who resisted all the super injunctions.
Yes, he was the MP who blew Ryan Giggs.
Beg your pardon?
Sorry. He was the MP who blew Ryan Giggs' cover.
So very happy to reveal other people's private lives and his own. He's unembarrassable.
As is clear by his haircut. Meanwhile, we learned this week that Nick Clegg likes to do something while he's having meetings. Anyone see this?
Insane daydreams of murdering the rest of the coalition.
According to the Mail on Sunday, he started using a rowing machine during meetings.
Well, cabinet meetings.
I think it's pronounced rowing machine.
How was busy old Nick Clegg described by the girls from hit show The Only Way is Essex this
Who's
week?
he? Never heard of him. Is that my handbag? You've been sick in my pocket. No, never, but I've been to Essex.
I met Amy Childs, who used to be on The Only Way is Essex recently.
She's famous for the vajazzle. Do you know what one of those is, Ian?
Bejazzle, it's a film from the 60s starring Peter Cook.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's basically when you glue kind of arts and crafts around your private parts as a treat for your partner.
We've all done it.
Sounds lovely.
Like a Wickerworks steam engine.
One of the girls from the hit show described Nick Clegg as the fit one from the coalition.
Did she think the coalition was a boy band?
Well, she overlooked Vince Cable. Can't believe that.
And John Hemming.
With his hair island.
Also this week, it emerged Ed Miliband objects to having his nose described in a particular way. Do we know what...
Attached to a twit. He doesn't like that at all.
Apparently, the author of a parliamentary profile of Ed described him as having a camel nose. Aww. It's a bit unfair. Yes, never mind the euro. The big story in British politics involves a missing cat. The cat, which may or may not belong to MP John Hemming, has spent the last couple of months living in a house down the road. So it must be an MP's cat. It's got a second home. Also this week, according to the Daily Mail, Nick Clegg is so busy that he's taken to holding meetings whilst exercising on a rowing machine. The perfect form of exercise for Nick Clegg, going nowhere fast. John Prescott has been back in the news, accused of using a taxpayer-funded credit card on a trip to Australia. According to the Mail, Prescott spent £456 at a casino in Sydney and £75 at the local aquarium, plus £5 for the chips. Fingers on buzzers, teams. Ian.
It's a baby.
Good.
It's the
7 billion.
7 billionth baby.
In the world.
Well, yes, it's the unseemly battle to become the 7 billionth human being. Who won?
Well, it was between Hugh Grant's new baby and Justin Bieber's. I don't even know who he is.
Well, it turns out it's quite tricky to say who the 7 billionth person is, but the UN and the paper's favourite was Danica May Camacho. Danica's mum, Camille, said, "She looks so lovely, I can't believe she's the world's 7 billionth. To be fair, Camille, she probably isn't. UN Big Cheese Ban Ki-moon was quick to comment. Any ideas?
UN Big Cheese?
Yes.
Give him the respect he deserves.
Apparently, Ban Ki's comments were, "What kind of a world has baby 7 billion been born into? Scan the news headlines. Famine in the Horn of Africa, fighting in Syria and elsewhere. Protests against growing economic inequality from Wall Street to Main Street. Rising public anger. Loss of faith in governments and public institutions. But many congratulations on the birth of your beautiful daughter. Lots of love. Big Cheese Banky."
Is it fair to say the UN have got a bit of time on their hands?
The BBC graphics department went to town on this story.
It took until 1804 for there to be 1 billion people on the planet. By 1927, that figure had doubled. In just over 30 years, it hit 3 billion. Then look how quickly it rose to 4, 5, 6, and now
Let's
7
fast forward,
billion.
because this goes on for some time. And they clearly blew the entire annual graphics budget on that. Because 2 days later, this is how the same facts were reported.
For thousands and thousands of years, the human population stayed stable. Things like hunger, famine and drought kept it in check. It's not until 1800 that we reached the first billion, and from there, it's a dramatic, remarkable rise to today.
This is the news that the planet's 7 billionth baby has just been born. One of the babies claimed to be the 7 billionth was little George Dulcus from Athens. But just after that photo, he took one look at the state of the Greek economy and crawled back inside. Experts at National Geographic have worked out that all 7 billion people could fit into Los Angeles City if we all stood shoulder to shoulder. If you want some idea of what that's like, come to London during the 2012 Olympics. Now, the BBC has actually produced a handy website to work out what number person you were when you were born. All you have to do is enter your date of birth. For instance, when I was born, I was baby number 3,848,157,256, whereas Bruce Forsyth, on the other hand, was baby number 23. Time now for the odd one out round. Just one between the two teams this week. Tim Henman, the Kismot Killer Curry, Ken Livingstone and Sooty.
Just to break the silence, I thought I'd press the buzzer. Like everybody else here, I have no idea.
Is it Sooty was always asking, what did you say? Ken appears to be a bit deaf. Tim saying, did you say, come on, Tim? And that curry makes you deaf.
Well, that's the worst answer this programme's ever had. Ever, on anything. I think any answer, any in the history of man. Give him the points.
It's
for sheer inanity.
Unfortunately, it's not true.
Not
No,
true?
It's not the right answer,
How
no.
can it not be true? Sooty's always saying, what did you say? Ken Livingstone's deaf. Tim can't hear people saying, come on, Tim. So the curry's the odd one out. It's not a glove pub. It wasn't Mayor of London. Has never played tennis at Wimbledon.
The more you say it, actually, the more convincing it sounds.
Absolutely.
And what was your answer? I don't know.
Well, it was still better than that one.
That's true. Can you give us a clue?
It's something to do with things going wrong in your body. What might a very, very, very hot curry do to you?
Diarrhea?
Yes.
Oh, how unpleasant.
Well, not really that.
Well, Sooty's clearly the odd one out then, isn't he? It's awful. If he isn't, I feel sorry for the person that's operating it.
I had at the back of my mind that Sooty threw a pizza at somebody.
He did.
Paul Daniels.
Yeah, Paul Daniels.
And it hurt his eye and he had to go to hospital.
What type of pizza?
Sharp pizza. Pepperoni and razor blade pizza. Tim Henman's the odd one out.
Tim Henman is the odd one out.
Yeah.
But why?
Because I've said everybody else and that was wrong.
You got very close, yes.
Someone went to hospital after a fracas party with
True.
Ken.
No, he fell down some steps, didn't he?
It's got to be food-based, though. So did he fall down some steps and accidentally throw a pasty at someone?
It's not a someone, it's an animal.
Did he throw a bun at a lemur?
That's not far off the answer.
A donut at a swan? You know, that's good because you can get it around its neck there. It's like hoopla. You better tell us.
I will tell you.
Yeah, go on.
You were right. Tim Henman is the odd one out. They've all caused someone to be hospitalised, apart from Tim Henman, who merely caused Jack Duckworth actor Bill Tarmy to extend his stay in hospital. Tim Henman's 2007 Wimbledon performance caused Bill to have a heart attack. Phil told the Daily Mirror, "I remember sitting in my hospital bed watching Tim Henman playing at Wimbledon. I was shouting at the telly, saying, 'That's crap.' And a nurse came running in to see if I was OK. 'I'm fine,' I said. 'I'm just watching this pillock Tim Henman.'" According to Wikipedia, Tim Henman comes from a talented sporting family.
Yeah.
So Tim very much the black sheep. Two contestants in a curry-eating contest at the Kismot Curry House in Edinburgh were hospitalised after suffering a violent reaction to the Kismot killer curry. According to the Daily Mail, they were left writhing on the floor in agony, vomiting and fainting.
That's called a night out in Edinburgh.
One of the victims, curiously named Curry Kim, described the Kismot killer curry experience. "It felt like I was being chainsawed in the stomach with hot sauce on the chainsaw."
Yeah, that would make it worse, wouldn't it? Being stabbed with a knife that had been dipped in barbecue sauce.
The worst thing for her was that she only came second. Oh. She said the woman who won ate the last bowl in 4 seconds and then ran outside to be sick, whereas I didn't. So I've learnt I should have had a game plan like that. How did the Sun cover the story?
Curry on vomiting.
That's good.
Vindaloo break.
Curry woman runs outside and vomits. In brackets, she has massive tits.
They went with the headline, "Dial Nan Nan Nan." It was revealed this week that Ken Livingstone contributed to the hospitalisation of Guy the gorilla from London Zoo.
Oh, was he feeding him illegal bananas or something like that?
Well, Ken explains, "I loved Guy the gorilla, sometimes throwing him a bar of milk chocolate, which he would delicately unwrap and slowly eat. 15 years later, when he died under anaesthetic while having dental work, I felt guilty."
Why, was he doing the operation?
I like your initial suggestion that he was feeding him illegal bananas.
Yeah, exactly.
Ken Livingstone's got a massive stash of illegal bananas. Go and get rid of these somewhere.
Apart from killing gorillas, what else has Ken Livingstone been in the news for recently?
It's a biography of him's come out. It's an autobiography, isn't it?
Well, he reveals in the book that he acted as a sperm donor for 2 friends who feared they were running out of time to have children. The one excuse, Boris hasn't tried. And according to The Sun, Paul Daniels was hospitalised this summer after Sooty smashed him in the face with a pizza. Man, who can blame him? The incident led to a huge debate on Twitter, which, according to the Mail, was fuelled by a fake Sooty account. Well, as opposed to the real Sooty account, where Sooty lets his fans know what he really thinks. Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication, Onion World. And we start with, "If what, I will eat my boxer shorts live on TV."
If you let me give them a rinse through once, says Gaza.
The answer is, "If neutrinos have broken the speed of light, I will eat my boxer shorts live on TV." One physicist said, "It raises the idea that if person A sends a text to person B, someone travelling quickly in the other direction could see B receive it before A sends it. If you didn't understand that, don't worry, it'll be explained again in the repeat yesterday." Next, Sir Sean. "I what?" says Sir Roger.
I have found that with age, my testicles resemble onions.
I can't understand a word he says.
Is the right answer. Sir Sean, "I can't understand him," says Sir Roger. In response, a furious Sean Connery phoned Roger Moore and launched into a tirade of foul-mouthed abuse, to which Roger Moore replied, "Thank you, but I don't want to change my gas supplier." Next, what is the issue of the day for onions?
Shallott's coming over here and stealing our jobs.
Transparency.
Transparency, yes, it's got to be transparency, yes.
No, the answer is water availability. Yeah. According to Onion World, water is in high demand, particularly for fish. Well said, Onion World. It's high time those fish cut down on their extravagant water usage.
Yeah, exactly.
Bloody fish.
Yeah, swimming around like they own the place.
Next, could your fridge what?
Kill.
Convert you to Catholicism.
Store the corpse of Justin Bieber.
Be haunted. Halloween story. Could your fridge be haunted? Does your ice cube tray bear the spirit of Anne Boleyn? Does that tiny little pot of yoghurt, is that Isambard Kingdom Brunel in strawberry form?
I think Grace might have had it earlier. What did you say, Grace?
I said, could your fridge kill?
Is the right answer. Oh. This is part of a full-page story in the Daily Mail, which advises its readers to invest in a cheese box. Well, as investments go, it's got to be better than most pension funds. Next, what is getting to grips with sour skin and neck rot?
Margaret Thatcher.
The answer, I'm surprised you didn't get this one, is Dr. Chang Yi Charlie Lee. Next, wine snob ghost what?
Wine snob ghost returns spirits.
Wine snob ghost spends...
There he is now.
Hang on, that was the mystery word. Who said the mystery word? Wine snob ghost. Who said the mystery word?
Was that someone shooting at us?
No.
Wine snob ghost haunts a blue nun.
The answer is wine snob ghost haunting Birmingham pub smashes house wine bottles. The manager of the pub chain says that many regulars have seen the figure of a man aged about 60 behind the bar. No one has managed to make any sort of contact with him, but that's bar staff for you. Next, what a hit at National Onion Association's summer convention?
An onion, a Belgian onion, British, Spanish onion, French onion, onion expert.
It's a type of fruit.
Oh, onion apple invented, apple onion.
Virginity.
Tiny horse.
It's a mini...
Lemon.
Apple.
Watermelon. A Winnie Watermelon.
She's married to Nelson Mandela for 4 years. Wonderful woman.
Yes, the new variety of Winnie Morton.
Yes, Winnie Morton. That's good.
The new variety of mini watermelon was just one of the attractions of the Onion Convention, at which guests rode through fields on tractor-pulled wagons to check out what's happening in onion weed control, including yellow nutsedge. Scream if you want to go faster. Next, Sir Larry gave Maggie what?
Fruit sweet. Told her it was a fruit sweet.
Voice coaching.
Oh, yes. Acting lessons.
Voice coaching is the right answer. The voice that went down in history. According to the Mail on Sunday, Laurence Olivier arranged for Mrs Thatcher to have lessons with a speech coach at the National Theatre, which helped lower her pitch and develop a calm, authoritative tone, which she promptly used to announce a massive cut in arts funding. I was actually taught by the same bloke.
Really?
To speak, yeah. His name was Robert Palmer. There's no joke here. At RADA.
And was he good?
Yes.
Did he do mellifluous?
He had voice like chocolate, I would say. He did have a very silky voice.
The same man who did Addicted to Love.
Very busy man.
How was your voice before, then?
It's all like that.
Oh,
Next, dog with 9 billiard balls in stomach what?
told to get at the end of the queue. Nothing wrong with that. Told he needs a break.
Gonna do them all.
Should have a rest on the bottom cushion. Should screw back for the brown. Don't forget. Has learnt his lesson. Will not sit by a snooker table yawning.
No, the answer is wins animal X-ray contest.
I'm going to win that contest.
Yes, one bulldog swallowed his owner's false teeth, but according to the Daily Mail, fortunately, the teeth were returned to the owner, who is now smiling again. As much as any man can smile whose teeth have passed through a dog's digestive system. So, the final scores are... Ian and Greg have 8 points, but this week's winners are Paul and Grace with 10. Before we go, there's just time for the caption competition. Paul and Grace get this.
Bike discovers man growing out of its saddle.
I've been pedalling for hours, but nothing's happening.
Lionel Richie tries riding bike on ceiling.
Very good.
Did they teach you insincerity at RADA as well?
Very good. Ian and Greg have that.
Goats hear rumours of landmine.
Goats aim to get their own insurance following meerkat example.
He's going to say very good in a minute.
No, I'm not. On which note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop and Greg Davies, Paul Merton and Grace Dent. And I leave you with news that at a G8 conference in Rome, Angela Merkel regrets answering a live video link message from Silvio Berlusconi's hotel room. In London, after a swimming pool is contaminated, the culprit finally owns up. And at a royal garden party, following several rounds of cucumber sandwiches, a new record is set for the world's longest burp. Good night.
If humans were extinct, which animal could take over the world? Let's hope it's not wasps. Ask Rod Gilbert follows next on BBC One.